Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dannphan stream. We are back from our fun vacation, seeing the eclipse, ton of fun, and now we're playing Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Which also has eclipse imagery in it, so it all works. Yeah, like the
Isn't that
the
3?
curse sign is like an eclipse.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. I mean, also, I guess the first game you kill the sun or whatever, so it's somewhat related.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess there is no sun or something.
There is no sun, unless you count the big titty waifu as being the sun.
It's kind of interesting. The third game is the first game that they kind of acknowledge you don't need to breathe because you can dunk your head in the wax.
I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah.
Huh. I guess you are undead, right?
You still die for some reason when you go in water, which doesn't really make sense, but
yeah, doesn't really add up.
In the third game, you're like the cinder or something. So like, I guess you're being extinguished by the water.
Sure.
Clarify now.
Yeah. Speaking of Dark Souls and Dark Fantasy, Paper Book 1 is still funding on Indiegogo, but time is running out. There is 5 days left on the campaign, I believe. Yeah, less than a week. Yeah. So you better get your copy if you haven't already, boys.
And if it does get up to 6K or something, keychains for everybody.
Yeah, free keychains if we reach the 6K stretch goal. That's fun, huh? All right.
And I'd love to print you all keychains.
Yeah, we'll have them up on the website, even if we don't reach the stretch goal.
Oh, okay.
For people to buy.
That's good.
But if you reach the stretch goal, you get them for free. So you the backers, have incentive to try to get us to 6K.
Yeah, not that you as a backer should be like necessarily paying more money, but like share it to other people because you like it.
Yeah,
you might like it too. Because I'd love to. Yeah, you could go to the game.
Oh, sure.
I was just saying I'd love for the design to be put to use because I did spend some time making those keychains, designing those keychains.
Yeah, I was never gonna just throw them out.
Yeah. Although I don't know who would. Well, I guess people would want to reap your keychain if they read the thing and then they like it.
Yes.
It also looks cool.
It does. It looks very based. Got the Iron Cross.
The icing cross.
Yes, that's the. I made that the symbol of the country. Yes.
It makes sense. It's a pretty normal symbol. There's a couple symbols that you can just basically count on for any vaguely European fantasy country. That's like the Triskelion, the Iron Cross, the it's like right up there with those sorts of symbols. I guess the Triskelion is like almost the most common human symbol.
Yes.
That's the 3 swirls.
Right. And
oh, actually no, it's not.
Which is it?
The most common symbol would be like a swastika because that showed up in like.
Not anymore.
I mean, it's still probably the most. Still probably has the most commonality between cultures. There's Japanese, Indonesian, Chinese, like all the East Asian countries, and then it's like broadly European. It's also like Kazakhstan and Iran and stuff would all have that. Interestingly enough, it represents a heliocentric model of the solar system.
Oh, is that it?
Because the center of it is meant to be the sun, and then the outside is supposed to be
the sun.
The planets, but they counted not quite correctly. This would be like 4, and the Earth is supposed to be one of those.
I'm just gonna drink some sunny tea. Don't mind me.
Who was the guy that got killed for being a heretic over the heliocentric / geocentric model.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the guy who was killed by the church because he said that the solar system revolved around the sun rather than the Earth.
The worst part. This. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Ah.
I want to say it was like Galileo or something. Such a cool fire effect on his sword.
Oh my god. I did not dodge at all, did I?
You did pretty good for your first time back at it. You got him to phase 2.
I would have done much better if any of my dodges were successful. I was just getting shit on the whole time.
Do you want to get the mage guy?
I mean, you said they wouldn't make much of a difference. So.
It wouldn't. It's just funny that you're gonna beat the entirety of the game without ever talking to Carolina of the Fold.
Well, I can always go back and get him before I new game plus or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you need him because he gives you spells, but it's just kind of funny.
That's true. Yeah, it's good to just get the whole gang at Majula.
But anyway, that conflict, people are super excited atheists, I guess, point at that as being see the church dumb and gay.
Church bad.
Yeah, but the Pope that ordered him killed or whatever, apparently he conceded that the universe does revolve by gravity around other celestial objects or whatever, like the sun or whatever. He conceded that point, but he was it is irrelevant because the Earth is the most important thing in our universe, therefore the universe revolves around the Earth.
And that is true.
Yeah, and he's definitely more correct. Whereas Galileo is well, this proves that the church is dumb because the universe literally does not revolve around the Earth.
That's a limp dick argument.
But then the Pope was it doesn't matter what is physically revolving, it's functionally the Earth is the most important thing. And he is right.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, it's the most important thing to us. Why would...
Wow, nice.
I don't even know.
Nice positioning.
Nice
you
iframes.
You knew just where to stand so it would go over your head.
Ooh, nice, Ellie. I don't know why that didn't work. I am so confused.
So, if you stand by his right side, are you safe from the first part of the combo? So should you be, yeah.
Oh my god. Why did that hit me? Yes, block him, Ellie. Block him from me. The most important. Oh. Alright. Alright.
Cool, stylish stab, as always. Hey, Basil.
Whoa. Oh my god, they turned! They turned their direction.
Did you get to look at the eclipse, Basil? We did. And it was actually super goddamn arcane. It was
Yes, it was actually quite life-changing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was super cool.
Nice. I saw God. Well, I can repair one of them at least. What do you think? Is this one gonna be the run?
I don't know.
Should I crack more souls?
For what?
For repairing my ring, basically.
I don't know. You could also like level up a little more or something.
What am I, a gay?
Oh, got him. No, it was cloudy AF. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I saw the totality, but not the eclipse. Okay, well.
Well, that's the cool part. Anyway.
Yeah, that is the cool part for sure. Oh my god, there were so many really interesting effects of it, like the billowing shadows across the ground.
Yeah, the ground. Literally, someone casting a magic spell before the sun is eclipsed.
The crescent-shaped shadows.
Yeah, right?
Like, there was pine needles on a tree. We took a picture of it. Between each of the, like,
all the way up.
The straight pine needle shadows, all of them curved like crescents. And there's like a ton of crescents. It's like Artemis being summoned. Yeah, my brother drove up to Vermont.
He should have come with us.
Yeah.
But he was a dum-dum.
It was probably more relaxing without him. Just getting to hang out with friends. Yeah, we went to New Hampshire. It was super cool. Everybody there is turbo based. They love their guns and they love their freedom.
Yep.
We were at like a CVS, and it's kind of like almost every man in that state is like a hyper masculine.
Oh God, every single dodge didn't work. It's brutal.
Yeah, he's kind of like timed to. Wait a second. You know what you could do? Put
all my points into adaptability?
No.
What?
You could get a second greatsword.
Shut up.
Smelter hammer, anyone?
Smelter hammer would be terrible in this guy.
How about this?
I would do so much more damage per second.
I'll do a palette cleansing.
So much less.
Well, you need more souls.
Uh-huh.
I'll do a palette cleansing. Kill the Giant King.
I thought I had one more giant soul.
I'll get you more.
Do you want to kill the Giant King?
Sure.
Sure. I mean, if you want to. I will not deny you some game time. This is Game Fans, after all. You were supposed to get me a new one. You never did.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You never got me a new controller. This is what I've been working with.
Yeah. Well, you could just use. We have like.
Do you want to plug in one of those controllers?
It's fine. I just want the record to show. Controller fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could open packages with this controller.
I have been playing pretty okay with it, despite that. So, there's that.
Alright. Bonfire aesthetic. And
the superior way to play Dark Souls 2.
I think this is a good...
You want to play with Bonk? Oh, maybe you should,
Flex?
Yeah. Flex. That's what I want you to do.
Oh, and we have Bane Heart of Yugo.
The coolest.
I'm too lazy to go through the Ivory King DLC. I'm too lazy to go through the Ivory King DLC too.
I loved the Ivory King DLC. That was my favorite of the three.
Yeah, Trisha, she's a weirdo.
I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
But it has like a happy ending.
Well, yes, that's nice. But
and also I don't know, I really liked the boss fight. It was neat. It felt glorious.
Everyone doing challenge runs hates that thing. How come you only have a +4 Estus? There's
Yeah, you know, I've been wondering that myself. I don't know what I fucked up.
So like, how do you beat this guy? Wow.
Yeah, the weapon sucks.
So it's like he. Is that like the way I'm supposed to be doing this, or is it like right bumper? My Baneheart of Yugo is getting his ass blasted over there.
Oh, I didn't even realize that he made it in the boss room.
Did I get hit by his sword?
His feet do like damage and shit when he turns and shit. It's alright.
There's just a separate instance of damage. Is that what that symbol is? Is that the ring is broken?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
So you might as well put on a different ring, I guess.
we could just, yeah.
Whichever you like.
I assume that everything's like too heavy except for like really shitty armor.
Well, that's why I've been just popping my muscles out whenever I use this bonk.
I was hoping for Baneheart to be a little bit of a distraction because we're.
Yeah, he just like sits there and gets hit by all the fireballs. Tragically.
Because we're not. Our damage is not increasing. So.
Come, my brother. Where the fuck is he going? Ooh. God damn, they hit hard.
Okay. Oh wow, your Estus cannot heal anything.
I know, it sucks, right? I must have missed. I just don't know where.
When I'm done with this boss fight, I'm going to show you an incredible thing called the internet.
Okay, well, I don't know. I haven't played this game in like a year or two, honey, so I don't know where I've been and where I haven't.
It's just that you've beaten the entire game, like, except for the DLCs, but you still don't have your Estus upgraded.
I'm just that good.
Oh, wow. So you just can't aim this piece of shit for...
Yeah, you would be doing more damage with the sword, honestly.
Oh, so he's standing in front of me, that's why it's not working. That's cool.
It's alright.
I wonder if that's true that I'd be doing more damage with the sword.
Well, you'd be getting more hits in. Faster. So... Usually, I switch to the big bonk when, like, or like in past fights, I switch to the big bonk when I can't get a lot of hits in, so I might as well just do like more damage on the one hit and then run away. But like, if I'm able to get a lot of hits in, it's usually better to use the sword.
It's insane that they do that much damage.
Yeah. They really just like don't want you to fight these guys at all.
Cool. Summon this guy. Oh, okay. I guess I can't now?
Oh. Because you need to crack humanity?
Oh, yeah, okay. So, do that. Quick game again.
This is how you truly get a lot of souls.
Now, can you power stance? Well, you can't power stance to the collapse, but someone else could. In this game, I believe it doesn't have to be two similar weapons, it just has to be two weapons that you can wield. Oh, cool.
Well, you did all the damage for you, Benhart. You do the rest. Good job.
Okay. It's so much easier to do this with a ranged weapon.
Yes, because you can just stand up there and fuck them up.
Yeah, I don't like the follow-up. It feels very risky.
Nice. Pro strats, huh?
Forgot about that part.
Yeah. Since we are, like, getting the souls, I guess.
this guy's got something. Fire Seed. It's Divine Blessing, and then the Fire Aesthetic that lets this be an infinite farm.
Combo.
So now, oh, I guess also. So I guess, there you go.
Okay.
Spend those souls on repairing your rings a million times, or level up, or whatever. I think it just makes a lot of sense to break up the failure with farming.
Raise your confidence.
And then also raise your level, right?
Yeah. That's probably what they had in mind.
Hey, Gurgi, come. Gurgi. Yeah. Hey, Gil. Hey, love to draw.
What's
welcome,
up,
welcome.
boys?
Hey, Gurgi, come. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. Hi. Looking mighty regal today, Gurgi.
Wow. That's racist. What would you recommend leveling up? More health? More strength. Extra buff.
I honestly, strength. Not even just for the meme. I think, like, at this stage, you should get to level 99 strength and dual wield greatswords or dual wield whatever, and just do a shit ton of damage. Because it's not like you're.
What do I need to wield the shield? That's another. I think it was intelligence, right?
Intelligence and faith.
Okay.
I just finished a session of playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland. As someone that doesn't play D&D, was it always that gay? No. Dungeons & Dragons was originally extremely based. Gary Gygax is quoted as saying, all orcs are evil, and so killing them is a moral good. I think that's a pretty solid level up. I would dump shit tons of levels into strength.
Well, I figured because it caps after 30, I might as well go all the way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright.
And you repaired your rings?
Yes. Did that first so I wouldn't forget.
Yeah, so Gary Gygax was pretty based. That's the person who wrote Dungeons and Dragons. He created the game. He took pride in being a dad, which is also unfathomably based. He didn't want the human race to go extinct.
We need good fathers out there, yeah.
Yeah. So no, it wasn't particularly gay. He also created the Barbarian class, essentially to emulate Conan the Barbarian.
Sick.
And he followed Tolkien's lore in designing the elves for the game. He even had the original exchange rate between different currencies to match England, medieval England.
It's pretty cool.
My experience with D&D was that it was rapidly being taken over with furries, the wrong kind, Emily's and the like. I'm confused what an Emily is.
Confused what the right kind of furry is.
Like someone who wants to bang cat girls. I assume not to put tails in not to put cat tails in Love to Draw's mouth, but
cat tails, huh?
Hey.
Oh.
Sad to see his creation succumb to the woke mind virus. Even worse, his son was canceled. Because before an interview, he was hot mic'd and he said something controversial. And what he said that was so controversial as to have him canceled and banned from all Wizards of the Coast events forever was once he asked if the mic was on, and they were like, or no, so someone told him that the mic was on, and he was like, oh, okay, we got to be careful now, we not to say anything that'll get us canceled, haha. And that was enough to actually get him canceled. Because he thought it was funny or unjust. He implied it was funny or unjust that people were canceled for silly reasons.
Oh, really?
And then he was canceled for the silliest and gayest reason.
Yeah, really.
Literally, and it's like, literally they just want to flex their power. He was making a joke that people get canceled, and then they wanted to punish him for that. As a warning to everyone else. And you know what I say to that warning?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. You're gay. It's so stupid.
Come on, Ellie. I want to go fight the boys.
That's a good idea. Chandler's Trident. It's a huge buff. It's like 20% more damage and less damage to you. I love Borderlands 2. I really enjoyed Borderlands 2, but I definitely couldn't play that game without a mute button. Some of those characters are so extremely annoying, I have to mute the game. There's like that robot or whatever. There's the fat trucker lady. There's the fat trucker lady's brother.
Oh my goodness.
There's...
Ellie, what the fuck are you doing?
No, you know what? I would say every character except for Handsome Jack is so goddamn annoying I couldn't bear to listen to them talk. Even the chick that has the fire powers... Maybe the sniper guy, I can tolerate him speaking, but... It's all just so bad.
Oh god. Oh god, Ellie, you fucking body blocked me! You bitch! You bitch!
Are you scared?
I think you're scaring him too.
I'd tab Horo. Is that like a slutty Zorro?
She literally moved forward just to block me from rolling. What a slut.
I liked BL2 when it released. Playing it playing it with friends was a nice experience. It's one of the few titles that offers couch co-op / split screen. Yeah. Yeah.
You make it back. I got a giant... Yeah. Eat this.
Those rings are like really useful when you play, particularly when you're farming the Giant Lord. I think that ring is really useful because there's so many times you'll die for no reason, and even when you die for no reason,
keep everything.
Yeah, you get that extra 15,000 from random things dying. 4-player Borderlands 2 is truly fun. Me and Trisha played through all of Borderlands 2. Trisha played as the Mechromancer.
Yes, the girlfriend character.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite classes. Not all around, but the Ricochet ability. I find that to be so unique and so interesting. Like, the fact that it makes the game easier does not make it less interesting to me. I find it so interesting to have to aim in such a way that you're missing in a spot that could ricochet and hit something. And, like, just the fact that it's so... The skill focus is so drawn away. Like, there's basically no skill. They're not trying to make you be skilled to use the character. Allows you to just miss and not really care, whereas like if it was really difficult and whatever, and I don't know, the numbers were swapped around, I'd be pissed that my ricochets aren't proccing or something like that. But that character is it's really interesting to play. I don't know, it's something about having to hop and shoot like between two boxes that people are hiding behind just like lights up my synapses.
Already, huh? Already.
You got him scared.
Ooh, nice, Ellie. Saving the day. Fuck. Alright, that's fine. Just be on Ellie. Just be on Ellie. No. Just be on Ellie. Yeah, okay.
You hear Tomb Raider's no longer gonna raid tombs? That is what you call fucking retarded.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I mean that's all there is to that.
Yeah. What's she raiding now? The patriarchy.
What character did you play in Borderlands? I tried to like the Gunzerker, and theoretically I should have enjoyed the Gunzerker, and I almost always remember playing the Gunzerker and being frustrated that the build did not work and that I could not proc infinite, and that like as I'm getting stronger in an area the character performs worse because I'm getting less like hits on target or whatever it was. I remember getting very frustrated with the mechanics of the Gunzerker. I also like it's hard for me to like get super like I enjoy a character more when I know they look cool, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
And
I think all characters should look cool. Call me old-fashioned.
So the Gunzerker was hard for me to get into because he's a short, like Hispanic guy, and I don't know. Some people like into that. I guess not that you can't have a short. I don't know. It's just it didn't do it for me. And then like his dialogue lines were never great. I made a sniper 0. I made a melee 0. I made a melee the kill chain 0.
Literally helping no one over there.
I really thought that was going to be... I was like... I wasn't looking at your health bar, but I was like, oh, that's got to heal so fast. I think I made a Necromancer, obviously just one. Because there weren't multiple builds I wanted to do. I actually never really wanted to summon the robot. I actually didn't really like summoning the robot at all. It felt... I didn't enjoy the robot. I only liked the ricochet. That one passive ability. And that entertained me through the whole, like... I was always disappointed
when I... going.
Yeah, I was always disappointed when I leveled up and I couldn't increase the ricochet thing any further. And Krieg. I only had one Krieg character, but I put most of my hours into that character, I think. I made I made a siren. I don't know if I might have beaten the game with it, but I didn't like grind a gazillion new game pluses with the siren like I did Krieg. That was a character I could like much more easily like get excited to be, is like a big jacked crazy guy. But of course there's like a creep with like characters always having to be tall, right? So if you can make a cool looking short character like Wolverine, you suddenly balance out the whole group dynamic so much. So I understand why the Gunzerker has to be like short, but didn't do it for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
The concept of the sirens are like fine, I guess. Magical women is, I guess, a standard thing. I don't remember what her mechanics were. Oh, shooting by healing was fun. I did enjoy healing Trisha, but if I wasn't playing with Trisha, I don't know if I would have enjoyed her at all. Zero was fun. Yeah, I think Krieg was what I enjoyed the most. Just going crazy melee. I played the Siren Lady because it's vaguely caster-like. I typically, in shooting games... Yeah, I mean, the magic option is usually where I go to. Yeah. By the way, I saw like some video on like Jello Apocalypse, the guy who like fucked up the dub for
Lovely Complex.
And like I didn't know anything about this drama or anything. I hated the dub. I thought apparently he hired like 20 trans voice actors, and I remember thinking like all the voices were weird for all the characters. It sounded like every single person was the wrong gender.
And it
pretending
was.
To be the... Yeah.
Lo and behold. Oh, man.
I think the main girl was a guy pretending to be a... You're alive, so... Oh, that...
Oh, Wall. Gay. Ellie, for God's sake, it's the only reason why I keep you around. Just distract.
I remember...
Again?
I remember thinking it was kind of mean that they gave the tall girl like a man's voice, because... Or it was a very deep voice anyway, because tall... if you're really tall as a girl, sometimes you can have like a super deep, very masculine sounding voice.
I did fucking 3 of those plungers. God damn. And I was ill prepared for all of them.
But yeah, I remember hating the dub. And I was like, man, this show is not that good, so I don't really want to focus on it.
Mm.
Because at the time, I was trying to like soak in as much romance stuff as I could to really make sure that I'm, make sure I'm taking in all the inspiration I could while I'm writing Treading Water. And it was fine, but the English voices were so goddamn bad. And almost always, I could tell without having anything to consult by, the dub was completely incorrect as to what they're saying in the scene. Yes. Just by seeing the pictures, I knew they were saying the wrong things.
I think I kind of remember you, like, watching that and, like, mentioning that, like, a scene was just, like, so weird because they were talking about things that had nothing to do with what was going on.
Yeah, I remember I pulled up it side by side and was like, wow, they fucked up this dub, like, super bad. Before there was this guy admitted to it, I was like, I watched it and I was like, wow, you fucked up everything. I could just tell without them even doing anything.
Yeah.
Without any reference, and without them, like, even, like, having, like, physical props or anything, just seeing which characters are speaking in which order, it just...
Literally the only reason why I keep you around, Ellie. Come on. Not doing anything.
yeah, even with just them talking, it was so obvious there was something wrong in the scene. So I pull up the sub, and then I was like, why am I even like bothering with this dub at all? All the voices sound terrible, and no one understands the context of the scene that they're faking. Like they're making up fake scenes that are not in the sub, and then they're also
that's like
delivering
the
it terribly.
insidious part. They understood it, but they didn't like it and thought that they could write something better.
No, but then the voice actors don't understand like the scene that they're trying to make. It's just, it was.
I think the voice actors are just bad, honestly.
Yeah.
They're just bad at acting.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was such a particularly terrible dub, and I had no idea that it was like. I
had a story behind it.
Yeah, I didn't even know the story behind it. I was just like, man, this is such utter garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, some dubs out there are just like unbelievably terrible.
I pulled out like one of the I pulled up one of the scenes because it was very emotional in Japanese. And so I was like, oh, maybe they capture the emotion of it better in English. No, they time it wrong. And they time it so... They time what's said so poorly. The music starts before the voice starts. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. You can't even time it with the... Like, they make the dramatic music, and then the person's running out, and then they say the thing, and it's like, they're not even there. Like, you fucked it up, like, so...
Yeah, well, there you have it, folks. One of the worst dubs of all time, Lovely Complex.
The Japanese is fine, but it's like it's another one of those shows that just feels like it's like wasting the fuck out of your time.
Because nothing happens.
Maybe I was more grumpy having to read subtitles because I was doing so much editing, like burning my eyes out editing, just reading over my own stuff over and over again. And that was a very rough, what do they call it, a rough birth or whatever. It was
a rough birth.
It was. I feel like Treading Water came out good, but it was very difficult for me. There was a lot of learning that had to be done, and I had to take a lot of extra time to make sure it was of a respectable quality. Despite that, I am proud of like what it ended up coming out of it, but. Oh, want some bad dub suggestions?
I've seen a lot of bad dubs.
Trisha's gonna make a killer video on...
Yeah, I'm gonna make a killer video on one of the bad dubs.
Yeah.
I have to do a lot of work for it, though, so
oh, yeah.
I can't do it now. Maybe after Reaper is done.
I'm so excited.
I can do it.
I think you should do like a multi-part series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the work that I gotta do is I gotta look up the original and have like side-by-side comparisons and pick which clips I want to use and stuff like that.
I myself am an Axton enjoyer in Borderlands 2. That's the turret guy. I don't know. I used him for a bit and I liked his design. Like I liked what he looked like, but I didn't really. I guess some abilities like summoning stuff sometimes feels cheaty in a way that isn't fun. It's a mentality thing, right? Like if you get in your head like you're cheating or I should challenge myself by not using the ability, then you challenge the challenge is, can I do this and have less fun? And the answer is yes. And so I succumbed to that and had less fun. It's good to challenge yourself, don't get me wrong, but... Oh, you know what? I should look up the Estus Flask things. Estus Dark Souls 2. Oh no, is it gonna be... The wikis are all fucked up for this game, right? Oh, you can only get up to +5. You get a total of 12 flasks. Sublime Bone Dust. That's what we need to find. Oh, good. They have it separated into original. And, Oh, okay. So it's because she hasn't killed the Rotten, I guess. Old Iron King. On a ledge before the Executioner Chariot's boss. Can you, like, get more of these with aesthetics. Maybe she has done the Rotten. It's the Executioner Chariot. There's a... Oh, I bet she hasn't gotten that one. There's no way she would take that jump. Yeah. Executioner Chariot, right before the start of the Executioner Chariot, by that rickety bridge, there's a jump you can make if you run straight and then turn and jump. Hey, David Myers. I switch from harems to romance anime sometimes. Or I switched sometime in my late teens. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're boring. And then there is Mysterious Girlfriend X. Hey, listen, we don't talk about Mysterious Girlfriend X. Alright? That's darkness.
To be fair, if there was not a fetish in there, it would have been sweet.
What incredible autism that John has that he managed to finish the series and review it. Yeah. Just insane. It did not make it into his top...
he didn't make it into his worst bottom versus 10, yeah.
Versus if you guys haven't seen it, Sergeant Salamander made a...
what a great video.
Yeah, he made a
it is probably one of the best videos on the internet right now.
Top 10, bottom 10 of his anime. In addition to being a master tactician, my friend John is a gigantic fucking weeb. And he made, for April Fools, he made an anime review video. Metal Storm skill is super busted. That's the other thing. Metal Storm is, it's like a technology. I don't know if it's the same thing in the game, but... I own the Blu-ray for Mysterious Girlfriend X. Why did you do this to yourself? I haven't watched any harem since school days. Is that the one where the girl kills the guy?
Yeah. Good lesson.
Oh, I think I figured out where your missing Sublime Bone Dust is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's just a guess, but I think I know.
Oh, God. Oh, come on! I mean, I'm dodging. It just decides that I take damage anyway. It's so fucking annoying.
Watamote, I think, was on John's list, by the way. That sounds familiar. He's at least showed it to me.
Watamote?
Yeah. Gabe was saying he got on a sale with Watamote and Madaka Box. So, you wanna...
Sure.
So, go to the... Huntsman's Copse, or the Chariot boss in the Huntsman's Copse. So let's go, let's see, which one would it be? It'd be that one to the right. One what? To the right? That one, yes. Okay. For Accident, it's a skill where increases fire rate by 12% and increases recoil reduction by 6% per level. Yeah, I can imagine. It sounds lame on paper, but in action it shreds really fast. That sounds like it would shred really fast.
Where am I going, babe?
Downstairs. Right. This is just a guess. I don't know if you actually didn't pick this up, but I would assume that you wouldn't pick it up, but I might have just taken the controller and gotten it for you. Yeah, keep going.
Right or left?
I don't know.
Okay.
It is a circle, so forgive me, but
sure.
It has to be one of the directions is faster.
Sure.
There's also like a drop, but I'm pretty sure you would reach the exit before the drop, but I usually see this area when I'm being chased by a skeleton chariot, so...
Yes.
Hey, Marshalt. Welcome, welcome. I was about to say I think Mysterious Girlfriend X was the last time I watched a romance anime. Then I remembered Future Diary. Future Diary, at least they fuck. That's true. An incredible achievement for anime.
They do fuck.
I find it so bizarre. Oh, watch out! There's a cliff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's out the door.
Around the other side, or?
It's out the door. Yeah. So just take a. Yeah, that's the Sublime Bone Dust. You have to make a jump to get there. I don't know if you want me to do it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So the best way to do it is to run on the bridge towards the boss arena, and then turn and jump. That's at least how I've gotten it, because it's thicker on the left side. Well, I don't know if that, not cause it's, but you know. Once I get my PS4 fix, I need to get around to finishing up a bunch of anime on Blu-ray. True, I never even thought of that. Most romance animes never even have the characters kiss. Yeah, I think it's... Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're getting better about it recently, but there've been a lot of romance anime where, like, it doesn't go anywhere. So there's been a growing demand
There's
for
so
more
many
actual romance.
There's so many romance animes where it does not go anywhere. Even when they nail the atmosphere and everything, they'll just have.
Won't I get like stuck on the ropes?
The ropes are not actual objects.
Oh, so they just get in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, and feather back so you don't die. Yeah, there's so many where it goes nowhere, and then also there's like I go over a friend's house and they've got Fairy Tail on the TV, and whatever the blonde character's name is, she's being like attacked by some kind of restraining attack. She's like tentacles or something, right? And she's like making like vaguely lewd noises. And they're like panning. It's a still image, but they're panning over it as though it's animated, but it's not. So you go to the bonfire and then you burn.
Right. It's just like.
Sublime. Yeah, it's
just like you would think that would also be like by her because it's related. But you know.
One would think. And I just see this problem, right, where like a lot of sexual content that is in anime is weirdo shit.
Yes.
And there's so little of the normal stuff.
Yes.
And I think that's a problem.
There's a great need for more normal stuff.
I think there should be. You can't just say
We've already subverted all the expectations. Just give us the normal stuff, please.
You can't just say, like, get rid of the weirdo stuff and everything is fine. I think you should increase the amount of normal sexual content out there. Because I think you can't just reduce the weirdo stuff. And so, like, if it's a middle school boy and he's got quite an interest in seeking that stuff out, he's going to find it. And where he's going to find it is weirdo moments like in Fairy Tail, or, you know, insert random show like Naruto where it's like the pervy jutsu or something like that. And it's mostly harmless, but I think there's something that would be incredibly valuable to society in like a loving, committed relationship that results in sex, as opposed to something fucking weird like Mysterious Girlfriend X, where she's drooling into his mouth. Hans, get the Flammenwerfer, please. Kill it with fire.
I didn't even fucking hit you, and you're aggro.
Isn't that such a stylish stab?
I know, I wish it did something.
It's very cool, though.
I don't know why that first hit didn't connect. It looked like it did.
I know because I've been in that situation. You went for that second hit because the first hit didn't connect. But the second hit was a mistake.
No. I wanted the second hit regardless.
I underestimated your greed. It does feel like your flasks are healing much faster, by the way.
Well, that is good.
Even though it's only supposed to be 50 extra hit points that it heals, it does feel like a lot. Sorry, I don't know if I'm like falling behind on chat. I carefully monitor my romance anything intake. Too much just makes me sad.
I thought he was gonna change, but then he didn't, and then I fucking fucked.
It's okay. You'll get it.
One of the worst bosses to have to do over and over again because it feels so randomized.
I can kind of get that. Watching too much romance stuff makes you, like, sad. Because they definitely... Maybe you should do a Kill a Giant.
That it just feels so randomized. Like, sometimes he just does the things that kill me over and over again, and sometimes he just decides, you know what, I'll save that for the last few seconds.
What's your agility stat at? Agility's not too bad, but she's gone basically the whole game without putting any points in adaptability. Which is how I
don't think I put a single point in adaptability.
Yeah.
Not that that's the recommended way to play, but, you know, out of,
I've never had a character with any points in adaptability, so I don't know if it makes any difference, but I've never needed it. Never needed it bad enough that I...
Yeah, out of pure spite, not leveling it up, because it shouldn't be its own stat.
Oh, dude, Garden of Words. That is a super, super beautiful anime. And I was watching the whole thing and I was like, you know, you say it's a foot fetish anime, but like, I was watching it and I was like, it's a little weird. You know? I was like, there's a lot of shots of feet. But I was like, it's probably just a coincidence.
When we showed it to John and Nissa. It's like, okay, I see the foot fetish. Alright. As I was saying about the randomness, you know, sometimes he's just not interested in me at all. And sometimes he's just like, you are my one and only. Like that. There's gotta be something more fun to do, right?
Yeah, I can kill the Giant King.
What bonfire was he at?
So he is at the third from the left on the top row. And then it's going to be the picture of the third from the left. And it's the door. Oops. That one. Now it's the door, all the way to the right.
Oh.
Healing and doing a lot of damage at once usually does draw more boss aggro. I don't know. In Dark Souls 3, I know that like instances of damage, like extra damage ticks, draw a boss aggro. It doesn't matter how much damage. I don't know how Dark Souls 1 and 2 work, but I know for sure if you have those really quick throwing daggers, you can. That's like the key tank equipment. You like tink, 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 and then the boss is on you. You just do the 1, 2, 3, and that's enough. The boss always gets pulled. Because no one's having a combo that's like that much longer than like 2 hits or something. At most, someone's got like a 4-hit combo with like massive stamina, so you can just throw a bunch of knives and you pull. So. Oh hey, Free63. Japan in general has quite a different perception of what romance is. One of the most common Japanese marriage proposals is, "Will you cook my dinner?" instead of "Will you be my wife?"
Based?
Is that actually true? That's interesting if it is.
Here comes the head.
I don't believe you're safe from the...
Oh, cool. You stepped on me. Oh.
But even with the failed attempt, you have enough to repair the ring twice, so...
Do I have both? Yeah, I do.
Fan service sells. So I think... So fan service is an interesting topic, because there's... And it's hard to talk about fan service now, because there's so much... It's so common to have writers who are unfathomable cucks talk about how they hate their fans and how they want to do things their fans don't like. However...
They fucked him in the ass till he was gay.
Yeah, they, like, literally, no one
But that was fan service to them.
Yeah, literally no one who ever...
Jacking off to that.
Yeah, literally no one who has ever played Castlevania has ever wanted their main character to be raped in the ass until he was gay. That is specifically someone who hates video games and hates straight men. That is what they want. Now, at the same time, so fan service is when you do something that fans want but does not help the story. But what a fan really wants is a good story. So you have to think about it in those terms. Like the healthiest thing for the story and what the story needs is what is best for the story. So occasionally you used to have, anyway, these like forced in moral lessons into stories that where it was very clumsy, where it was like, if you kill him, you'll be as bad as him. Right? Like it like, doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Those sorts of weird morals that don't really fit with the broader story, those are kind of equally out of place, and those could have been avoided by asking the question like, "Nah, you're dead."
Thanks.
No, I'm just...
Thanks for the commentary.
Nah, I've been killed by that too many times to not know.
Yeah, well, he wasn't activated until after I had already pressed the button, and you can't really cancel healing.
So, like... Also, fans want the... They want progress in the romance, right? But if you make too much progress in the romance, there's this fear that once you've made too much progress, there's no place left to make the story interesting, to continue making their dynamic interesting, if it lacks like sexual tension. And this is a result of being bad at writing. You can, of course, continue to make a relationship interesting even after characters say they like each other.
It's like the equivalent of someone who believes having more dark stuff makes your story more deep.
Yeah.
Can't even see myself. Shouldn't the upswing also hit the feet?
Should.
It should.
You did a lot of damage with one hit, though. More than the club is doing. So maybe that type of damage is better? Not sure. Let me catch up. Most sexual fan service is just awkward. Yeah. So by putting in like a beach episode or whatever, you're kind of...
Especially if you're showing it to friends. And then you get like a super fan servicey moment and you're like, oh god, this is humiliating.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know why they did that. And then other people like pretend to be proud of like liking lewd anime, where they're like, ugh, I'm a man of culture. I like my BDSM rape anime. Thank you very much.
I don't know if you're accidentally calling out Gabe in the chat who's like, I own interspecies reviewers on Blu-ray.
Well, that's not BDSM.
No, I know. It's not that. But
yes,
it's like
a man of culture, Gabe.
Yes. Pinky out while you sip your Ramune.
I've never seen interspecies reviewers, but it's not an anime that I would ever watch in a million years because of the plot. It just sounds like trash.
So, by fan service isn't necessarily just something sexual.
Yeah.
And you can have something sexual that the plot needs. In fact, I think many romance animes are wildly disadvantaged because the writer is doing what the writer wants to do, and that is not have anything sexual happen because they're insecure, possibly about this very question that Marshall has posed: at what point does anime become hentai? I think having sex in the anime is awkward for a lot of awkward writers, and as a result, the story suffers. A story can suffer from too much sexual stuff.
How did all of those hits miss him?
Because they're trying to... That is... Yeah, just the...
And now he's on me? I didn't hit you once!
That's a fair argument.
I've been trying to, trust me. But I've been woefully unsuccessful.
So a story can suffer by having no romance, or like nothing sexual, no sparks, no nothing like that. It could also suffer from possibly not even suffer as much to having some booby beach scene or something. Potentially because we're also deadened to that it doesn't really bother us. It's interesting
Be
how...
on Ellie for once in your life! Jesus Christ!
It's also interesting how, like, anime can get away with having just, like, a chick with, like, big knockers jiggling about. But, you can't get away with that as much in, like writing a book, for example. Because wherever you're describing is, like, where the focus is. So you can't have this like peripheral attractive girl. But I think the need for fan service implies bad writing because
the need for sexual fan service, I guess.
Yeah. Well, no, because if you're
You're just trying to like draw the attention back because your writing is not doing that job for you.
Mm-hmm. You can make the same claim about like an awkwardly inserted fight scene where you're trying to like add action into something to try and like spice things up.
Yeah, try to make it more interesting.
If it feels like fan service, it probably feels like it's a disjointed section for someone to claim that it's fan service.
God, it didn't even hit you. I'm so sick of not hitting him and then having him like get angry at me.
The beach episode of Golden Time was so well integrated to the plot, I don't think anyone would claim that was fan service.
Beach episode? What beach episode?
That's when they get in the car accident. They're driving back from the beach.
Oh, sorry. Golden Time.
You thinking about Golden Boy?
I was thinking about Golden Boy, yeah. I was like, huh?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Because we're talking about fan service. You know?
Yeah, I think it would be hard for anyone to claim that the entire show of Golden Boy doesn't feel like one gigantic fan service thing, but that's kind of its charm in a way.
Oh, that's gonna hit. God damn it!
I didn't think it was gonna hit. I was like,
God
wow.
Damn it!
I was so confident in your spacing.
It's just like I take so long to drink. I didn't know that he was going to do that move, but even though it looks like a slow move, it's not as slow as me drinking.
Hey, Gergie. You want to hop up here? Oh, you want to hide under the desk? Come on, Gergie. You're safe up here. I swear, Gergie. Yeah.
You were safer in the crate.
Come
Shouldn't
here,
have come
Gergie.
over here.
Come here, Gergie. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, come on, bud. Yeah. Oh, you scared of Twisha? You tell Gergie it's okay? Oh, Gergie, come back.
It's not okay. I haven't won yet.
Oh.
I'm too pissed to give up now.
Oh, I right-clicked on something.
Can't even do the singing. I'm too pissed to sing.
Angry just sounds scary. You haven't heard angry yet.
No one's ever heard me at my angriest.
I think I have.
You know, you think yeah?
I would say so.
Usually when I'm angry, I just like kind of go silent into silent glaring. So it's a very different vibe when I start actually yelling.
Yeah, it's hard to describe you being angry because it's mostly like I sense it with my primordial like caveman sense of smell that like has long since been evolved past. So I don't smell something consciously. I just like know that the rage has come to the surface from like the chemicals you exude on the surface of your skin with that little flash sweat comes
yes.
and you're just.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's doing the cool guy block. So cool. You know, that sword is so big. Does he really need the other one?
Yeah. Because, like, he uses the small one to protect himself while he's swinging with the big one. Just like traditional two-sword fighting.
I'm mean, he drops it in the second phase, and he's way more powerful. Aw, man, now I already went into the second hit.
Worth.
Ellie, protect me!
Oh my god.
Oh man. Ironically, I dodged too quick. I thought there was going to be a delay before the dodge actually took.
Yeah, I would have spammed too, and I would have died too. Hey, Aura Honeydew.
What's up?
Stream, congrats on hitting the goal.
Yes.
Also, congrats.
I am fully funded on Reaper, but there's still more books if you would like to purchase one.
Yeah, and if it gets
to anyone, talking. We got a 6K stretch goal.
Yeah, if it gets to 6K, then I'll these keychains that I. Oh well, this is I don't know. This is probably a prototype, but
you took them to the other room. I believe.
Yeah, like the finished versions. These are old prototypes that are like slightly wrong, but they look generally like this and like this. You can see that in the corner.
And if we reach 7K, I'll stop losing on purpose, and I'll actually win.
Yeah. One of the things I liked about Attack on Titan is that none of the characters got overly sexualized in an objectified way. Mikasa has like one shot where you see her abs, but that's like it.
He changed his mind, little motherfucker. Why?
I don't...
This boss is so fucking random, it kills me.
I don't know that I would even accept the whole objective, like that. I think that whole framework for judging whether or not the sexual content is valid, like that because that's like a feminist framework, the whole like objectifying women, etc. I don't even know if that is the right apparatus to assess a scene like that. I had to think about that more, but I would assume it's not very effective because every other part of that ideology is bad. Objectifying. Yeah, I don't know.
It was the tiniest dodge on the planet, but it was actually effective against me because I was trying to hit him.
You got so much damage out of that exchange?
That is like... Well... I get a lot of damage out of every exchange. The problem is when I die.
You know, I think that's actually pretty accurate assessment of your fighting. Is like you get a lot of damage out of every exchange.
Tiniest fucking. It's the tiniest dodge, but why?
Gurgi, you wanna come over here? Or are you gonna hide further away? Oh, okay.
Why? I just don't understand. Ellie, fucking stop blocking me. You're supposed to help. You're not supposed to be on his side.
You're timing these dodges amazingly, by the way.
I've done this so many times. I shouldn't be able to time these dodges. Am I even really timing these dodges? Sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes they just decide that I take damage anyway. Even when I do dodge and it looks like I dodged at the right time, it doesn't matter. I swear, it feels like I'm playing a fucking slot machine.
I just mean the plot carried it. They didn't suddenly have the octopus titan groping Mikasa. Yeah, I could see what you mean. I don't really know if objectification is even like a real thing. Like I don't.
Treating someone like an object?
Like, I don't know if that's a real problem that stories even have. Because, like, so the prime example of objectification, according to, like, Anita Sarkeesian, is Mario saving Princess Peach. But,
I mean, there are definitely characters that feel like cardboard cutouts. You know, they don't have any personalities whatsoever.
And I would say...
But that goes both ways, you know?
Yeah, I would say, like, a character that has no personality and is a cardboard cutout is Toad, not Peach, right? Mario!
Yeah, no, that's correct. But, they flesh out Peach a lot more in other games.
Even in that game...
Toad you just kind of abuse.
Even in that game, Princess Peach is way more of a character than Mario. She's the only character that speaks in the whole game, and she speaks twice.
Well, that's crazy.
Everybody else is through text. You get to hear her voice, and she... I mean, the other character that's defined is, like, Bowser or King Bob-omb, or Bomb-omb, however you say that guy.
Bob-omb.
Like, the main character gets very little fleshing out, other than, well, I mean, I guess that's not fair. You spend so much time with him and you hear him go like, ow, wow, wow, and like, Mamma Mia and stuff, so but I don't think that, like, when a guy thinks about saving a princess from a tower, he's not thinking that he gets,
wow, that is
like,
garbage.
He's not thinking about it like he's, like, getting an object. He's not getting like a
prize.
He's not getting like a sex slave. He's like hoping that she'll be super sweet. She's a princess. So then you marry princesses, right? It's not just like there's a hot bitch in a tower. This is like some very worthy wife, and you're gonna fall in love.
Yeah, Mario doesn't even marry her or fuck her for that matter.
Right. So I think the objectification argument, I would say it's not present in most of the places where feminists seem to find it. I don't even know if that is ever the actual problem, like the actual thing you should be trying to avoid is objectification. Because ooh, nice.
Come on. Come on!
It's okay. Be
I
patient.
need to heal. I just need...
I know.
Thank God. Thank God.
You got this.
Yeah. I'm just so annoyed already.
Here's a random obscure anime for y'all, Neo Tokyo. There's a song, Neo Tokyo, by Scandroid, which I love. You're alive!
Not
I knew
for
you.
long.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, that was some bullet hell shit right there.
That was some
Joseph Choi would be proud.
Oh, what the fuck? What is that? That shouldn't do that!
It's okay. Okay, that's not okay. Hey, Gergie.
Like, I can't dodge
Hi, buddy.
any more than
Come here,
that.
come here, buddy. It's okay. He's like ducking, like trying to get low in case bullets start flying. Oh, puppy. Come on. Oh.
You call him over just so that he can get more scared.
No, he was coming over because he was like, you know. I wonder if that song is
the hitboxes are like the most bullshitty. I mean, like, okay, that's not fair. It's not the most bullshitty. Those fucking legs with teeth are the most bullshitty with their grabs.
So, Chatham, any chance you'll make Trisha play Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Remaster? No. I think it's the one turn-based game she'll be able to get down with. No. I'm sure I would enjoy it, but there's no chance.
Paper Mario?
Yeah, turn-based game.
Ew. Gross.
I just hate to see when a shonen anime realizes that it's boring, so they start having the female characters act slutty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Oh yeah, he's still interested in me?
But that shouldn't be necessary, right? Like, if you had, like...
Good writers.
You don't even need to be that good of a writer to just have a romance subplot and have the characters go on a date to mix it up from like just action.
Thanks, Ellie. Really helping out. She fucking sucks, and I hate her.
Hey,
How did I miss every fucking hit?
Come here, buddy. It's okay.
This sword sucks.
He wants me to come protect him, but like he doesn't want to. He's afraid to come closer.
Come here, Gergie. It's okay. Come here. Gergie, come on. Yeah. Come on, buddy. Yeah.
Gergie, don't vomit. Don't vomit. Don't be stupid.
Come here, puppy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you want to pitch. You want to pitch.
That shouldn't have hit me.
Who's a good boy? Yeah. Come on, buddy.
Well, I'm out of stamina, Ellie, so you gotta do some work. You gotta whore out.
Meanwhile, I'm binging the Yu-Gi-Oh animes.
Let's get up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds!
Hell yeah.
I can't believe I'm.
Oh my god.
I've already expressed my disappointment with Trisha that when she talked about Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, she didn't play the soundbite of the returning from, or the start of the episode soundbite from Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, where the announcer he just, I don't know, he says exactly what I just did. Let's get up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, and he just says it in this very like sideways visor, like Nickelodeon DJ kind of way. That's just so entertaining to me.
Oh, finally.
You can't even see his health bar, you're just like slugging it out.
I knew that he was low. I'm not an idiot.
What a badass.
Oh, Zero Estes. Nice. At the buzzer, huh, folks?
Oh, Gergie, you want to show everyone your mohawk? Come on, buddy, yeah.
I know that some people think that this is the best boss ever. I didn't like it.
Dude, the run back to the next boss is...
Oh, hello.
Yeah, I think you get the crown here.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Gergie, come here. Yeah, buddy, come on. Come on up here, buddy. Come here.
He's thinking about it, but he's just not sure. What's the matter, buddy?
Yeah,
You don't like
Come
me
here.
screaming?
Gergie.
It's okay, it was justified screaming.
Come on, buddy. Yeah.
I would never scream unless
Gergie,
it was
come on.
not justified.
It's okay. I know you want to come up here. You're just scared. Come on, buddy. Yeah. You know you're the best puppy. Yeah. Come on, puppy. Yeah.
I just keep petting him until he feels better.
Gertie, come here. Hop up. Yeah, Gertie, hop up. I know you want to.
Does he show up on stream?
Alright, Gertie, come here.
Alright. Where do I go?
There you go, puppy. There you go, puppy. Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah,
I live in a little.
Where's your puppy? Where's your puppy?
Missing out, Dannphan? Missing out on what?
I think,
Let's get up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds?
Let's get up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds.
Oh, Neo Tokyo? Is that what he was talking about? Oh. I missed that whole conversation. I was too bad.
I think that's the song where he goes, in 2017 or so. Yeah.
What do you think? All strength?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More damage. Don't listen to these pussies in chat
it's
talking
only
about
one point of
iframes.
damage.
Everybody in chat's like, oh, you should get iframes. Oh,
You don't need iframes when you're good.
what do you need to dodge if they're already dead, huh? Gergie, I know you want to stand on my. No, does he show up in the camera, or is he too tall?
Well, I have to hit live. Oh yeah, he does show up. He's being very cute. You're being very cute.
He's at the spot. You want to lick my hand?
He's like standing on Adam's leg, apart from the couch. What a good boy.
Thank you for the licks, Gurgi.
So where do I go after this?
It's very generous, Gurgi. Very many licks. Okay.
I guess I go back, like, up to the top? Because I'm looking for the... What is it? Iron King?
Gurgi, I am allergic to dogs. You know that, right? Yeah.
You know what? I'll just go to the other...
I can only pet you so much before I have to go wash off my hands.
He's such a good boy, though. He's such a good boy.
Is that the spot? Oh, is that the spot? Oh.
Happy doggo for string.
Is that the spot? Oh. I think I got the spot. Oh, man, my forearm's burning. Scratching is hard work. Your fur's all matty. Yeah, puppy. What do you settle down? Yeah. How about this? How about this? Ready? Ready, Gurgi? Here. Do you wanna sit, or you just wanna stare right at the camera?
Maybe it should be allowed. What do you think about that? Alright, where do I go next, Adam? Do you know?
Would you believe me if I had no fucking clue?
Yeah, I would actually.
Yeah.
Because this is,
Did you get any item from him that would, like, unlock anything, perhaps?
You know, I went to this door that I knew was locked, but...
Yeah, does that open now?
No, it doesn't. Tragically. I thought I would get a key from him or something. I got a soul and...
Yeah. Why don't you go to Strayed and see if he will make you a weapon or something? Maybe you'll like the Fume Knight sword. Strayed of Olafus.
Where's Strayed? As for Neo Tokyo, it is a compilation of anime shorts done by some notable anime directors at the time.
I would skip. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! So Yu-Gi-Oh! 1, good. Yu-Gi-Oh! 1 is the best, right?
Of course.
Then Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is, like, fine, but... it's
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX!
Not amazing, right?
Yeah,
and then Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, I think I like a little bit better than... I know you're sitting in the warm spot.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds had an interesting setup, but then they went a very strange route with it by, like, the end of the first season. And it kind of lost me after that.
They had sort of, like, a romance side plot with the...
Yeah, right?
Which was which was, like, kind of cute, right?
It's tragic that it doesn't go anywhere. She's like, I like you, and then he doesn't say anything and walks away.
They date later, so there's random episodes, they'll be on a date.
That's so weird.
And then she'll talk about him like he's her boyfriend.
Right.
But it'll be like 7 episodes later, it'll show up again.
But they never, like, actually got together. They don't actually show you them getting together.
There's
That's
a
the weird
scene
part.
where he, like, gives her something and is blushing, I believe. So they are a couple, it's just they skip over all the juicy parts you'd want to see.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. If it's because of the dub or, like, if they're cutting out important scenes to fit the runtime.
It could be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They did that with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! They cut out a bunch of scenes. So that is very possible that they just, like, cut out parts of them actually getting together.
You shut your poppers.
Anyway.
I'm gonna wash my hands off.
Yeah, maybe I should look up where to actually go. Walk through. Fume Night, and then after the Fume Night is Magical Smelter Demon, but it doesn't tell me how to get there. What a... God damn it. Why are IGN guides so bad? Ugh.
No, I've got it. I'll find it.
Okay.
I know exactly how to find this.
Let me see. Tower key. Oh, okay.
No, I'll just look up.
Adam's got this, guys.
I'll look up Crown of the Old Iron King and then like the boss, and because you're right at the stage where you'd have to go to the next boss, so it'll just see how you get there. Bosses. Oh, I'm also really, really, really curious about the blue smelter demon.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
the
Sir Alon. Memory of the Old Iron King. How do we get there? In the hallway in the Memory of the Old Iron King. How do you get to the Memory of the Old Iron King? Location. Access. Tower. Prerequisites need to be met. You have the tower key from Broom Tower. I believe you do. Ashen Mist Heart. So. Do you have the Ashen Mist Heart? I assume you do. Because I think that's how you get in the other memories. You need to defeat the Fume Knight. From the foyer bonfire, take the elevator up. The next one, up again. Tower key.
It's called Tower Key?
From Broom Tower.
It's called Broom Tower Key.
No, it's just called the Tower Key, but it is from Broom Tower.
I understand. I'm asking the actual name of it so that I can find it. It's not in here. Okay. I need to find that.
So, did you ever go into that total shithole that was like cursed and stuff, right? Where like the invader runs away down into it?
Is that where I have to go?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Really? I thought you said I didn't have to do... Oh, well. I guess you didn't really know, but...
Broom Tower. Tower key? In an ash field guarded by 3 iron warriors in Lower Broom Tower.
Lower Broom Tower?
The ash field can be found after taking the Scorching Iron Scepter to the device near the foyer and activating the elevators. Once you activate the elevators, take the elevator down 1 level. To the left will be an entrance to a hallway that leads to a room with barrel warriors. Beyond that, the Ashen Field. There will be numerous bodies lying around the Ashen Field. 3 iron warriors. Okay, so go to the...
Lower? Is that what they're talking about? This is the lowermost floor.
Go to the left one. Yeah.
Foyer?
Go there, yeah.
Okay.
And then go down 1 level.
Okay.
And we'll see what we see. Meantime, where's chat? Catch up with chat. IGN guys, you mean the real gaming urinalism? Oh, man. Got him. Got me. Made me read out urine. I thought it said journalism.
Well, that's long.
Okay. You went down 1 level?
This is 1 level down.
That hallway? Could that be the hallway through which there is an exit to the left?
Uh-huh.
Barrel warriors, that sounds right. Now, so it's in that field beyond it.
You got it.
3 ashen warriors, and there should be a key.
Well, that's
decidedly
trouble.
Not a key.
That's fun. Whoop.
But hey, if you kill these guys, you might get some more bonks.
No, that's not it.
It's gotta be that one. Fuck.
Was that it? No.
Oh, Skeptic Spice.
Well, I got all the items.
Oh, is he gonna suicide?
Oh, they can come over here?
Take his bonk.
I'm surprised the guys didn't blow up. Oh, there it is.
$5Ds did have the best boss monsters. Love the Rose and Stardust Dragon designs. The Stardust Dragon was pretty cool. Hey, Zinek. I didn't see you pop in.
Huh. thought there were more barrel guys.
I always took the saving the princess thing as euphemism for unhappy trophy wives being rescued by poor handsome men from their old ugly husbands.
I never took it that way.
I never took it that way, and it feels like a very doomer take.
Yeah, that's really sad.
I think there's a tremendous amount of value that a man can offer a woman, and that's something that like has been kind of forgotten. But like, I don't know. When I first started dating Trisha, I managed to like make her life better, which was something I found attractive, that I was able to help her with stuff. And I think that's just like part of what makes you a man is like.
Got him with the stab. The ultimate disrespect.
Well, it was the most honorable and cool move anyone could use. Part of that was like Trisha had never gotten like a, I don't know, she didn't like a, well, I mean, I don't know. You were so surprised and so happy with that like shitty katana I gave you, you know? You were so happy. It was like you hadn't gotten like a gift of that caliber before, and it was very nice.
I'd never gotten weeb gifts in general.
And it was just so...
Nobody really cared about my weebish hobbies.
Yeah, because no one had given it to you, I got this feeling of like saving the princess from the tower, you know? It's like
Aww.
I got to, you know, and obviously it's like not, you don't want people like, you know, intrinsically, nice. Calculated. Trisha got him so good.
That was through the wall, by the way.
Yeah, Trisha knew. That's why she had him walk that direction.
And it didn't hurt him. It just, like, knocked him over.
No, he took 148 damage.
Well, that was a tiny bit, though. That wasn't, like, you know.
Nothing can compare to your glorious Nippon steel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I can't get him to come back in the room. Oh. Ooh.
Another way you could look at the saving princess from the tower thing is like you're saving the princess from her mean parents, right?
If that is the reason why she's in the tower, I suppose.
Right. But like there's multiple situations that a girl could be in that a guy could help her out of that isn't necessarily nice.
I got another one.
So once you get to
there it is, all the way over there.
Once you get to 99 strength,
yeah, there you
we'll dual wield them.
Why is this prompt not coming up?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
There it is.
Fuck.
It's not the key. Wow, I thought that one would be it.
When you roll through the bodies, by the way, they do drop items sometimes, like the ash bodies.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Just taking somebody's soul.
Hey.
Ooh.
There we go. This one?
There
it is.
Alright.
Fucking finally, man. Thought I was going insane.
Decharacterization might have been a better choice. Sorry, I'm like behind on chat, so I'm like reading shit like incredibly out of order. So forgive me. But to kind of like expand on that, just to sort of round out my point from earlier. Oh, is this where the smelter demon is? I wonder.
Let's find out, huh?
There's an extra smelter demon boss in this DLC. I don't know if I fought them or not. I can't really remember. If I fought them, I destroyed them really easily because I have like barely any like vaguest. I have the vaguest memory of it, so I might have seen someone else playing it. To just round out that point from earlier, Love to Draw. I think it's really important that like female characters are used effectively. Well, same. It's no real difference in like male characters, but like it's important for them to be used effectively as female characters to help round out a story. Very often.
Let's make them actually act female. That is very important.
Oh god! Fucking Windows trying to give me shitty updates.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Very often, like, the feminist way of, like, writing a woman will just be, like, fucking...
Make her bitchy. Yay!
Yeah. And then have her do something... Have her gain something she doesn't deserve. Like the victory over the final bad guy. They're like, aha,
it's one of these.
She's so strong. She doesn't need to be saved. You know, stupid.
So this is what you were talking about when you said the shitty run back. Right?
Oh, yeah, this is how you get to the boss.
Yeah. This is reminiscent of the sunken run back for that trio.
You have no idea how bad this is?
This is worse than sunken?
Like, what, the 3 guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is worse?
Yeah.
How? How'd they manage to do that?
I don't know if you want me to look up the guide or something on, like, what... Different people will advise different things, like opening cages and closing and whatever. There's, like, a permanent choice you can make that changes how the runback works. And I don't know that
it's a good thing my ring
like
is not broken. Double check. Yes. My ring is not broken. I'm okay. Alright, boys. We got one hell of a run back. Thanks. Okay.
Yeah, it's so that lever is like a question whether or not you want to do that, but it is done. I don't know if that's a lever you pull multiple times. I think that opens up these jail cells. And then at the end of the hallway, there's a lizard shooting fireballs, right? Or did you close that? I don't know what happened.
Well, there were fireballs at the beginning, but now they've stopped. I think. Yeah. Okay. These don't go anywhere, right? Guys, seriously? Why? Why'd you do this? Go. Come on. Stop it. Guys, seriously. Okay. So...
Saving a princess
Am I not supposed to go anywhere from here, or...?
I believe because you pulled the lever that has closed.
Guys, stop. I'm trying to explore. Item.
Saving a princess makes a lot more sense if you understand what happened to women in pre-industrial times. If they couldn't get married, prostitution, disease, and early death is what happened.
It's like they're bullying me.
Not really. I think that's...
prostitution. What the fuck?
That sounds like some, like, a world lit only by fire kind of facts. I don't know. There's plenty of jobs that people do, that like women can do, that you don't need to be a prostitute. Like,
well, yeah, no
you
shit.
could like wash clothes, like a laundress, a cleaning lady, a maid.
Yeah. Well, girls like. Oh, is that damaging? What the heck?
Oh, it's that guy up there, I guess.
Oh. I didn't realize that was a spell. I thought that was just the animation for the guy dying.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too, for some reason. Like, blended in there.
Because sometimes they have, like, a special thing, you know? Oh, so I guess I just beat them up later.
Or never? I don't know. I don't know if there's even a shortcut at the end of all of this.
Really?
I could be wrong. Not that it wasn't hard for people in, like, a lot of points in history. I don't think marriage was necessarily the only option for anybody. It's just, like, people want to get married, right?
Of course.
Like, there was this this fairy tale I read that had this very, like, sort of what you could describe as like a girl boss character, like a very very intelligent, very capable Fraulein, and at the end of it all, she...
Oh my god, what the heck? He slowed me?
Oh, did he, like, encumber you? Like...
Yeah. I went slow
Is this actually the boss? This isn't the boss. There's, like, a whole... Oh, this is the Smelter Demon. Oh, so I think I have beat this guy. I don't... With that kind of run...
I hit dodge, but, you know.
With that kind of run back, I would bet that I would, like, try desperately to win that on the first try, though.
He looks pretty cool.
Yeah, blue suits him.
Yeah. Nice.
So he's like the original Smelter Demon, but harder. And I actually... This is one of my favorite bosses in Dark Souls 2. I always forget about him, but... He's really interesting. Phase 2, just constantly burning everything. Just a little health.
Yeah.
Even as a character, even as someone who never puts points into health.
Nice.
Women could do without a husband still meant needing a male protector of some sort? Not really. I mean, like, society at large would protect women. Like, men have a natural out-group preference for women. They sympathize with women more than men. Like, men sympathize with other women more than they sympathize with other men.
Oh, man. Stabbing himself with the sword to get the flaming sword. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, my god. That does a lot of damage. I already, like, exhausted most of my flasks just running here. That's how they get you. Oh, that's how they get you, yeah. Well, at least we got to see the boss. He is very cool.
OG St. Nicholas / Santa Claus is a legend about him gifting money to poor merchants' daughters so they can get married and not become prostitutes. I don't know, man. There's a lot of jobs you can have besides a prostitute.
There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of tales and rumors out there.
Yeah.
Who knows how many of them are actually true.
There's so much stuff got introduced in, like, the 60s and whatever that's just, like...
Yeah, they spread a lot of lies during that time, I gotta say.
People complain about the Victorian era, but at least they were making up cool things that were just, like, completely false. Like, in the Victorian era, I believe the French were like, yes, we're Atlanteans. It's like, excuse me? They're like, yeah, we're Atlanteans.
Yeah.
Past the gates of Hercules, that's us. Gotta be us. We all descend from Atlanteans.
Problem, bro?
What are you gonna do about it?
Do I want to do this now? Or should we just call it a stream? Honestly, it's already like 11:30, and I gotta be, like, up tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe we should just chill.
We could. You could do one more attempt if you want, or whatever.
I don't know. Long runbacks are not my favorite in the world. Mm-hmm. Call me crazy. I don't know what I got from pulling that lever, really, besides, like, twinkling.
So there's two separate routes to the boss. One is, like, the left.
This way and...
Yeah. Okay, so you choose each time, it looks like. So if you... if you don't pull the lever and you go straight, what happens? Can you go out that way? Oh, so when you pull the lever, I think it's a timed thing where these open and that gate at the end opens, and then it'll close after a timer.
Oh, it's a time.
So if you don't do it, you have to return to your
well, that's not possible. I didn't even notice the gate opening and closing.
But when it's open, they'll be shooting you with fireballs.
Oh, you know what? I guess if you clear out this area by killing them,
can't clear it out because when you open it, it opens the gates.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
But that's why it sucks.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
And if you can't do that, then you have to go the other way.
Well, obviously you can't do that. I'm, like, doing the most damage you can do in this game.
Well, no, I think they want you to pull the lever and then sprint past everything and not get killed by the fireballs. But, But yeah, there's a lot of historical information people take as fact, which you might have learned from tertiary sources, from a secondary source, which has a very cool name, admittedly, called A World Only Lit by Fire. And this is a required reading in AP Euro, and so lots of educated adults will go through life believing that this stuff is true because they learned it in a very high-level history class. my history teacher, they had to buy it because it's required reading, and then he said everything in the book is false, essentially. He gives you a kind of an idea
it's a
sometimes.
hate piece, basically.
Yeah, it's like a self-hating European who hates Europe, etc. And they make up some like wild stuff. Like, for example, they say the average medieval peasant would be lost. They would never be able to get home if they moved more than 5 miles from their home village, etc. Like it kind of, because they didn't like the sort of romanticizing of the medieval era, much like Mark Twain when he wrote Connecticut Yankee, etc. It's a similar kind of sentiment, and then used to kind of promote like anti-white sentiments later on. Yeah, so the real medieval history tends to not be that grimdark. People mostly...
I don't know why it locked onto that guy. That was nowhere in my line of sight.
How did you lock on through the wall?
I don't know. That was fucking magic, man. That was straight up eclipse magic.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I guess we can just chill at Majula for a while.
Seriously, no. Historically, unmarried women were either rich, none, or working, as in prostitutes. It's just not. It's just not true. It's very grimdark to imagine that like you would need a man to like kill other men to keep you safe, but not really. It's like the whole like everything was really, really horrible in the past and we're so much better off now is like we are better off, but it's not
better off, but for different reasons. It's not just because people just decided to stop being evil or something.
Yeah, it's not.
That's like a really weird perspective, honestly. This idea that people were so like evil back in the day, but now we're better. It's like, what?
There was a lot of...
I mean, we're like nothing changed about our brains.
So like here's a random medieval fact for you. The baker in town would bake his bread, right, for sale, right? But then he would leave his oven warm, and everyone in the town was allowed to use his oven. Not because it was like a legal requirement. It was just like, well, you have a warm oven, can I use it? And he's like, of course, because they all like each other, and they just did. And so people would socialize, and there's lots of like historical details and stories and stuff where they learned it at the baker's house or something,
right?
Because all the women would go and gossip in front of the baker's oven while they're cooking their food in his oven. And he would fuck off and go do something else through the rest of the day. He would just leave his house open, and there would just be these women from town would just be in his house while he's going and doing other work or selling his bread outside or whatever. Like, and it's just like there was just people got along, So it's like whatever.
There's a lot of like nice stories about like the medieval times and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, we're not saying you should pop into a time machine and, like, go back there, but it's just, you can admire the nice things about it.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, the historical fact I find funny is, like, a lot of people think that everyone in medieval times had very drab clothing, like, very, like, dark grays and blacks and stuff.
You're right. When in actuality, they
had medieval
dyes.
Peasants, saying that only rich people can afford dyes is like saying only rich people can afford big TVs. You know what I mean? Like, poor people buy big TVs whether they can afford it or not. So, like, it was extremely common
like, also, they could just make their own dyes. It's not that difficult to make your own dyes.
Another job for a woman, dyeing clothes. But, like, it was very common for peasants to have very brightly colored clothes. Potentially, at certain periods, more bright than the peasantry, because not than the royalty, because royalty would be like, well, I can wear white because I'm so rich that I can keep clean, right?
Yeah.
And then the royalty might be like, oh, that's so gaudy. Like, cause, like, just like now, you have these people with the fake jewels and the bling and, like, the bejeweling stuff. It looks tacky, right? They would have had a similar kind of sensibility at the time, too, right? Not that nobody rich wears fancy stuff. It's not a super linear kind of relationship between like color and like royalty and whatever. But also, here's a great color for peasants is green, because you get a blue shirt, it starts to get dirty, you can't get the stains out, it's a mess. Now you dye it yellow, you got a whole new shirt. And that's a real pro tip from that's a life hack if you ever go back and be a medieval peasant.
Yeah, there you go.
That is something they would do, is they would start with a blue shirt, and then they'd be like, okay, now it's real fucked up. There's all the stains that I just can't wash out. Now it's a green shirt.
Yeah, there
Stains
you go.
are gone, right? So.
Pro strats.
Never heard of that book. Studied history for several years. Must be an American thing. It probably is. It's AP Euro in the United States. It's just full of like Euro hate or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it, whatever the motivation, it's like essentially it gets used now as like just excuses for like anti-white like stuff.
Yeah. I mean, granted, misinformation is still very rampant, but yeah. It's difficult for people to figure out what's like true and what's not. For the most part, they just have to be able to like talk to informed people and stay away from the uninformed ones.
Yeah.
Any more interesting chat messages?
Same was true for men. Unmarried men, except for nobility, were doomed to cohabitation, basically. I mean, there's a bunch of jobs for forever alone men in history.
Well, the big thing was you stayed with your family, and that was like perceived as normal for like a full family in a house. Yeah,
so there's a couple jobs I can think of that would be fine for a man who never gets married. One would be a miller. That would be the guy who runs the mill. People typically don't like the miller because, depending on the country, this is like a British thing. I don't know how it was in every country, but generally, like if you play like Kingdom Come Deliverance, they play off this. If you need to buy lockpicks, you buy it from millers. They sell lockpicks, and they can teach you how to pick locks. And that's not historical. It's just the idea is that millers are scumbags. That's like the concept is like generally they're shady, right? The reason for that, at least in like British history, is the king would tax a town by saying you have to pay this much when you have your mill, when you have your grain ground. But you could take a mortar and pestle or a fucking rock and grind the grain, right? So you don't have to pay this tax. You have a wife, just set her to work. You have kids, grind it. You're required to grind it there so that you're required to pay this extra tax on top of the normal yearly tax. And so, the miller is basically a tax agent. And so the whole town kind of has this thing where they're going to...
Yeah, fuck that miller.
A lot of times the miller would live outside town because it's a little bit tense in town, right? So,
that's fair.
Or they wouldn't want him in town because they'd be like, yeah, stay the fuck away from our... It's like the miller's like, oh, do you have any grain to ground? And it's like...
Fuck off.
What's it to you, bitch? Get out of town. So it sometimes that sort of...
See what my sword has to say about it.
Not that that's always the relationship. Certainly not in every single medieval country, but that kind of developed in England. So
sure.
So that's why he sells the lockpicks in Kingdom Come Deliverance, right? It's just like a cute thing. That's not to say all millers were all evil.
Yeah. Another thing for unmarried men, I guess you can work for the church.
Church, executioners, headsmans. They were expected not to have a family or take a wife, and they were expected to live outside town. This is because while they understood it was very necessary to execute evil people, and they were very glad to have villains executed, not because they were bored and they wanted to see someone die. It's because
they were villains.
Because wicked people should die, right? And they understood that then. They were very relieved when a wicked person would die. Granted, it was pretty rare. There's not a lot of records of like banditry actually existing, other than outside the Middle East and like the pilgrims getting robbed. That was super common, but within Europe,
even like executions, like they would get flack for doing too many if they did,
Yeah, by the medieval era, there was kind of like criminality was like largely bred out of like Europe for the most part. It wasn't. It decreases over time as you kill the people who commit crime and that you don't let them have kids.
Yeah. Well.
It does just decrease. But they recognized, despite it being necessary, there was some kind of corrosive effect on the mind, and so headsmans were kept away from people, and they understood that they were eventually just gonna be like, it was gonna eventually like hurt them and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that's a tough job.
There was like some kind of concept of like a sin eater or something like that, which was related, but I cannot remember how. And what was the other? Oh, charcoal burners. People making charcoal. No, for no real reason. You could be a totally happily married charcoal burner. It just, you would have to be outside of town for like a while because the smell and smoke and stuff. And so there was this like there was this kind of idea that they were all like drunkards and like, you know, rowdy and not.
I burn charcoal for a living.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's any truth to that. It's just like there's accounts of people being derisive when describing themselves.
People saying stuff.
Just remember, more than twice as many of your ancestors were women than men. Most men throughout history didn't reproduce what?
Well, they reproduced with the woman. I think they're trying to say something. It's just difficult to decipher. You're saying most of the kids they had. Okay, most of the women.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Anyway. Blue and brown also makes a shade of green. I always thought they just bought a blue shirt and then rolled in mud and excrement till it turned green naturally.
I don't think you would want to roll your shirt in excrement.
Oh, that comment was to women had a bad in history. Oh, got it. It's just the first sentence. I was like trying to think how the math would work out, and it's like, no, they still.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, maybe they had more daughters but then I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense, because one goes down in your family tree.
Yeah, but the second half I understand. Women were spared, you know, death in war and dangerous jobs and stuff, and they still are today, right? Like, the life expectancy is longer for women.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you know, it doesn't, you know, when you see a glorious, like when you watch the Lord of the Rings, right? And you see the charge of the Rohirrim, don't you fucking want to be there? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you saw the scene with all the other guys dying and stuff, but like, to be there when you see the charge of the Rohirrim,
start fucking people up.
It's pretty fucking cool, right? And you know, a lot of your ancestors probably did see 6 scenes in battles because they survived. But
yeah. There's like that joke of like the guy who does concealed carry, and then finally someone tries to like rob the gas station, and he's like, "Today's the day." Here we go.
Oh yeah, being in New Hampshire, everyone's so friendly and so nice, and all of them are packing. Everyone's got a giant knife and a giant gun, and they're like, "Oh my god, it'd be
today's the day."
It's like
someday I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna be the hero. God, though, you gotta be so fucking excited when that day comes.
Yeah. It's like, I shot him too. It's like, he was already dead, Jimmy. It's like, you don't know that.
Gave him an extra stab for good measure.
Love to Draw says, for wrath, ruin, and the red sun rising. Or was it the air, like E-R-E, air the sun rises or something like that? Yeah. He in Lord of the Rings, he wrote one of the battle speeches as like transcribed from some like old document or tablet or something like that, and it's all English is all fucked up, so it doesn't really make sense. But you get the thumos of it. You're like, yeah, fuck yeah,
fuck yes,
fuck yeah. Like it translates, even though it doesn't translate. You're like, yeah, fuck yeah. I can't remember exactly what the words were, but it was.
Yeah, what matters is the impact they had.
Yeah. But that's what the king of Rohan says before the third movie charge, where they're like, and they're getting like shot out. The horses are getting shot out from under. You know, they're all like dying. And
right.
And like, even though you see all those guys die as a man, don't you kind of want to like be there? Don't you want to be the guy that lives and like you just think about this. So for the siege of Vienna, the Ottomans, the Muslim forces had come up from the Middle East. They had a caliphate. They were like absorbing towns, taking all their resources, enslaving the men and the women, and rolling them into an army. And basically, they're at such a critical mass. Disbanding the army would cause like financial ruin, right? So it's like rolling a big snowball downhill. That's it. You're committed. You're super committed when you do one of those. And the Middle East has always been super vulnerable to caliphates. Same thing with like Africa. They've always historically been very easy to just to forcibly conscript and just roll this big ball without any instability. Just a kind of unique problem that they have. Anyway, they show up at Vienna with this massive army, and they call for aid, and they call upon the Holy League, which is like some agreement that was not super brick and mortar. It was not really concrete, but it was essentially the Pope was like, guys, stop fighting. We're all kind of Christian, right?
Yeah, let's stop fighting each other and start fighting the people who want to kill us.
And so it was like this tenuous agreement, right? It's the Holy League. It was, we should fight the enemies of Christendom or whatever.
Yeah.
Then all of Europe essentially did make good on that like vague promise. They all kind of like kings from all over were like joining to fight. And in particular, the Polish Winged Hussars, which was an adaptation of a Hungarian mercenary group that they just stole their meta and adapted it. And then they had a charge when they relieved the siege on the 12th of September. They had a charge of like preposterous proportions. I could be wrong, but I think it was actually like 30,000 was the cavalry number that was charging down the hill. That's what the charge of the Rohirrim at the Battle of Helm's Deep is based on. That's like what he's kind of...
There's also a sick Sabaton song.
Yeah, sick Sabaton song. Go listen to
Sabaton. When the Winged Hussars arrived,
charging down the mountainside. So the Winged Hussars allegedly had like 16-foot long lances, right? Because you can't hold that like this, but you can drop it into position. And so they would time it so that they would have it vertically and then lower it right in time for impact. And if you can imagine how many Ottomans you can impale on one 16-foot long lance, it's a lot.
It's a lot, yes.
There's some even claim they were longer, like over 20 feet.
Oh my goodness.
And I know they have 30-foot banners, so it is possible to have something vertically that's 30 feet. So it is possible to have a 30-foot long lance. It seems real fucking long, to be honest.
It's really long, yeah.
To be honest, it seems crazy that you could stab someone with a 16-foot long thing. But essentially, they would... destriers can get up to like 30 miles per hour. Historical accounts claim that the horses of the Winged Hussars, which is a breed of horse that no longer exists, could get faster than destriers in short sprints. Ooh. So we're thinking 35, 40. Charging down a hill. Charging down a hill steep enough, or mountainside, as some claim, charging down an incline of any case that is steep enough that they believed they could not stop, or otherwise they would die. And so they charged with the rising sun gleaming off their polished armor, and they polished their armor to be extra shiny, charged down a hill, and obliterated the Ottoman forces. Yeah. Epic as fuck. And you bet your ass lots of men died in that battle. But also, as a man, I'm like, to be at the front of that charge... When the Winged winged hussars arrive!
Yes. Oh my god. Anyway, buy my comic.
Speaking of impaling.
Speaking of, medieval fantasy and epic wars, buy my comic. It's awesome. It's sick. How often do you think of the Holy Roman Empire? Probably not enough. But, alright, so I guess we should be wrapping up, because I gotta get to bed. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Alright. Thanks everyone for hanging out, playing more DLC Dark Souls. We did beat the Fume Knight, so that is an accomplishment. I think we're getting done like one boss per stream. It's something. We'll see you next time, perhaps. Maybe we'll beat this magic demon, or maybe we'll try to find the boss. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
What if he was a real smelter? Like, you had to upgrade your sword, like, navigate the menu, like, in the fight. Every time you wanted to upgrade your weapon, you had to, like, run behind him, and, like, open the menu, and, like, it's like, are you sure? And then they always change whether it's right or left.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
And you have to find your weapon amongst all the weapons.
Turns into a true rhythm game. Alright. Well, good night, everybody.